trial was postponed to the 1st of February. So let's discuss and analyze its postponement. And I'm very pleased to have with me Dr. محمد صلاح الدين Zaki, who's a member of the Political Executive Office of the National Salvation Front. No? And of course, Wala El Sharif, researcher of political marketing.
Hello.
Something very new. Let's start with you, Wala, ladies first.
Sure.
Seeing that Salim Al-Awa showed up and Morsi is insistent on stating that he is president and therefore does not recognize the trial, how is that on the PR level?
Even if he refused to wear the white suit again on that trial too, and he insists on defending his own self, and he still believed that he's the president for Egypt. All that we can analyze that the marketing of the idea that I'm the president, I'm still the president of Egypt, I can see that this is an indirect way to the supporters of Morsi to keep up in protesting way and to ask for to be back, to have him back again. So so what is happening right now? The trial must be postponed from the beginning to be on the 1st of February because we are in a critical time. We are days before the referendum on the constitution, and also the current events of the booms everywhere and the violence everywhere. It's much better from the beginning to be on the 1st of February, not right now, especially that the Morsi's trial has special preparation, special security issues, because we faced that at last November on his first trial. So all that much better to be on the 1st of February, regardless the excuse of not attending because the weather conditions his helicopter cannot be there. So all that we can see from the beginning to be at the 1st of February is much better than now.
Dr. Mohammed, Wala touched on my second point, which is, do you believe that this was a security reason or a political reason rather than weather conditions that have caused the postponement of Morsi's trial?
Well, it could be, in a part. You know, the determination of the timing of the trial was preset by the court among the previous session, and that was before the announcement of the referendum timing, which will be on 14th and 15th of this month. So this can be one of the contradicting, you know, the entire country and the state is now focusing on to take the referendum to a peaceful and successful way. So it's not the proper timing now to do such trial with all expected you know, complications that can happen after you know, performing this trial. The Muslim Brotherhood were announcing over and over that they will turn it into you know, the doomsday, and they will burn the country. And yesterday they tried to start some violence. They shot a few. And
in Nasr City today as well.
Yes, and we saw what happened in our embassy in France and Paris. So it's not the proper timing. On the other hand, if the weather was an issue, I have no reason to you know, not believe that was part of the issue. You know, the safety of the judges, the safety of even the criminal safety it should be kept. This is by law. And if you feel like there is any thing that might jeopardize this, whether something natural like weather, or if you were, you know, if you have fears that this plane might be shot, I heard few reports that there was a conspiracy, you know, made by the International Muslim Brotherhood and the some of the intelligence service, international intelligence service, that they will try to assassinate
Morsi as a
Morsi.
symbol?
Yeah, first of all to to get rid of the trial, because he was and his wife and his daughter, they said over and over that he will reveal things that will indulge each and everybody in some issues, so they wanted to silence him forever. And the other thing is to put us, to turn him into a martyr for his supporters. Yeah, and to find another excuse for maybe foreign interference or something. I mean, that was an issue, and if the state found that it's better and safer just to postpone it for a couple of weeks, this will not, I don't think it will affect the course of the trial.
Well, I feel like AU had a response to this, and also, could you tell us the political image of Egypt? How will it change following the referendum?
Whatever the result of referendum will be by voting yes, and the probability to be yes, it's higher than no. We seek full political stability nowadays, because we are in a critical point. Overall, Egypt is in a critical situation. There is no political stability at all. We must reach after the referendum to build Egypt.
To build a strong state.
Yes, it's the first thing to build it is the constitution. Then the ministers, we must see a change. And I was discussing that with Doctor before the program, that the ministers must be changed after the constitution, and we must take the first step about a stable Egypt, stability, political stability, because as I said before, political stability affects all sides, all sectors in Egypt: healthcare, tourism, investment. Everything in Egypt will be affected by stability. So what we are seeking nowadays, those who want to boycott the referendum and not to vote at all, this is is wrong. You must go and vote, and if you don't agree on it, just say no. I respect your opinion.
But participation.
Yes, you must participate, and that's what we are seeking for. Days before the referendum, you must participate. Read it well at first. Yeah, we have to read the draft of constitution very well. Read it clearly, and don't be affected by others. You know what we are facing nowadays in Egypt. We are not union anymore. We are divided into two groups: Muslim Brotherhoods, Salafiyya, and liberals, and different trends. We are different. Each one of us has his own opinion, but I'm asking the normal Egyptian citizen to read it, and even those who don't read and write, just ask to describe it to you. Is it a positive thing to say yes, or it is negative to say no? So the participation nowadays is very important. The participation seeks for political stability in Egypt that we need.
Dr. Mohammed, what do you think of this, having these different trends, as well put it? Did these different trends learn their lesson post 25th of January revolution, when they fragmented and therefore nobody got a piece of the cake, so to speak? Do you feel that now they've sort of learned their lesson? What will be their move this time around?
Well, I will have to, I'm not very totally agreeing with Dr. Ala about that we are divided now into many parties. I think we have two distinguished divisions, and I will not say divisions, two distinguished groups, let's say, because they are not even. We have Egyptians, including Salafis, including revolutionary movements, including even what we used to call Sofa Party or Hizb Kanaba, including all the categories of the Coptic.
It turned out to be the most important group of all.
Yes, sure. All the categories of the Egyptian society versus
the Brotherhood and
the Muslim Brotherhood. When you sit now in the political discussions, you find the Salafi sitting with the liberal, sitting with the people from the socialists. from all the
I
trends.
want to interject because what you're saying is actually quite true. There has been a common enemy and therefore they've united.
Sure.
But then when that common enemy falls, which is happening now, will we see then those trends start to fragment once again?
You see, it's not unhealthy to have many
Definitely
trends
not,
in the
but-
community. And if this fragmentation is done in a peaceful and democratic way, let's say next parliamentary elections, of course, even those now standing in one trench, they will start, everyone will start to see or to seek his own benefit. Parties will try to compete for the parliamentary seats, and so this is not an unhealthy competition. It's accepted. It's everywhere in all democracies. This is the case. But what we are and what we saw after 25th of Jan revolution was a gap between different political backgrounds. There was a gap, and I think that gap, and I was discussing this with one of the important Salafi leaders, that this gap was aggravated by and enhanced by the Muslim Brotherhood. They played that play of divide and conquer. So they put a gap between the army and the revolutionary movements, and they introduced the term of Yasqut Hukm al-Askar, which was something they just put it on their mouth and they adopted it without by making that conflict between them. They tried to play on the Coptic side, to play on the the religious aspect, and which with all the crisis that we have been faced with during the last 3 years, to do that separation and division. And of course they put the other the picture of Salafis as they will be the people who will, if you did not go with us, then you will face that monster. And they put they introduced the Salafis for the community as being the monsters who will
dehumanize them.
which was totally wrong. Now we see that they are with us starting from the 30th of June. They have been they were participating in the constitutional committee. They are one of the major defenders of the constitution. Actually, they are making a very good job. Actually, yeah. So now we have the Egyptian campaign versus those. We cannot say foreign. They are Egyptians. Most of them, believe me, they are brainwashed. They have been misled by their leaders.
I want to reply, Dr. Muhammad. The division I'm talking about, there is an existence for that division. Maybe nowadays we are union as groups of people, different people, are against MBs, Muslim Brotherhoods. But before that, we are divided. And still, I'm not talking about the political activists or the political men who believe that they are liberals or Salafi. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the Egyptian street, the Egyptian citizen. Nowadays, even each Egyptian citizen is aware enough of what is happening in politics in Egypt. And each one of us, I'm talking about the Egyptian street as people. Yes. We are divided as people. Maybe for example, I'm supporting Salafiyya, or I'm liberal. But yes, I agree what you are doing now in Constitution and the Union in facing MBs. But my own consideration, I'm different. So that division I'm talking, we are a lot of groups that we may go into negotiations later on. So what I'm seeking and what I'm asking for a political stability, that those groups, they are union about the constitution nowadays, but not union at everything in politics. And that's what I'm seeking for and asking for.
Unfortunately, we have to wrap up, but definitively we have to have a round 2 of this and we'll see how these divisions play out. Will they play out peacefully? Will they take on the democratic route? Who will be groomed for the presidential as well as the parliamentary elections? So all of this will be very interesting to see. Dr. Muhammad Salah Al-Din Zaki, member of the National Salvation Political Executive Office, thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
Also Wala El-Sharif, political marketing research expert. Thank you very much.
Thank
Always
you,
offering your best. Now we have had to wrap up this interview, and we'll be seeing the Panorama edition and right back to discuss more. Thank you.